Hey friends, thank you for joining me today on my channel. Today I am guest designing for Scrapbook Your Joy, and I'm using the Dream Big collection from Pretty Little Studio, and this is designed by Claudia. I am not going to attempt her last name because I will butcher it. But there I showed you the paper pack in the beginning, and all I'm doing here is going to create my background. So I'm using some inexpensive watercolors from Michaels, and this is just the Recollections brand inexpensive watercolor. And so this collection that I'm working with has some like light minty teal colors. It has the like a purplish kind of pink in it, and it also has some like yellow and a lot of black and gray. And so for my background, I decide that I'm going to use the teal color and the purplish pink, and I'm just creating, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just using my paintbrush and adding some color to my background. I don't have a plan going into it. I just know that I want some color down, and I'm going to put my photo on the bottom right hand corner of my 12 by 12 layout sheet here. And so I'm just kind of working with it and going with the flow and seeing what happens. So the background paper that I'm using is actually a mixed media paper from Vicky Boutin. It is the Foundation's watercolor cardstock, and it's 140 pound, and you could find it, online. And so I like using her cardstock, her watercolor paper, when I know that I'm going to be using a lot of water and I need a white background. So here I am scrapbooking a photo of my youngest babe, and this was taken the first day of school, and I never scrapbooked this photo. I don't know how it got away from me. And I'm just choosing photos from, I'm just using papers from the collection just to mat it. I'm not being very particular about it, just the way I do things. I just cut papers down and kind of see what works for me, and kind of trim as I go, and I don't have a particular way of doing things. I just do what I think looks good. So, yeah, so I'm just being kind of haphazard about it. And I love, love, love this text paper. And I think anyone who knows me and follows me on social media or even my YouTube channel knows that I have a thing for like texty paper. And it's like one of my favorite things ever, and so that's what I'm going to use as like the final piece of matting. Here my background paper is pretty much dry. It didn't take long because I sopped up most of the water with a paper towel, as you saw me do in the beginning. And I just added some foam sheet to the back of my photo because I do like the dimension and I do like the lift that it gives me. It's not overly large and bulky, but it does give me that bit of definition and visual texture, or visual interest, I should say. Here I'm going through the die cuts. There are a couple pieces of die cuts. There's like this pack with the cameras in it, and I do end up using the largest camera there, and then there's also the ephemera pack here, and I'm just going through it and choosing my very favorite pieces, and I really like these scallop pieces here, and I just tuck those in the right hand corner of the photo and then the top as well. They're both different. They're both scalloped, but one is pink and one is like a mixture of pink and that teal color, and they just add a bit of something else. So I'm also going to pop up the camera, and I decided that I was going to use that pink and teal floral one versus the largest black, it's not even striped, it's like squares. I just felt it was too heavy, and the floral one was really light and airy and pretty, and that's the route that I went. And so I apologize for being a tad bit out of my camera frame here. I'm working at the bottom, and I don't realize that I pulled my entire layout closer to me, and so I apologize for that, but I do fix it in a minute. So I'm going through the words that are also in this collection pack, and there's some like tiny typed phrases as well. And those are super cute and helpful because you guys know how much I love these tiny words. Like anywhere I can get them, give them to me because, yeah, your girl needs them. And so for the title in the ephemera pack, there was that love this piece. And I was like, yeah, I need to use that as my title. And then with the words, I just used the XO and the hello just as accent pieces. They're not part of my title, but I like them, so I use them. That frame there that you see in the like right above the camera, I really like that too. And I just stick a heart in there for a bit of just to even and balance things out a bit. But I love frames, right? Like I don't know who invented this frame, you know, craze, but it's been like a few years that I'm obsessed with them. And if even if you go back to my Cocoa Vanilla days, I was always obsessed with their chipboard frames. So if you want to scroll back to those videos, you can watch those and see my frame obsession and how it's, you know, evolved over the, you know, the year or two that it's been. So I decided that the top left-hand corner needed a bit of zhuzhing as well because all my pieces were at the bottom right-hand corner. And so I just take a piece of that text paper again, and I had that bit of yellow that was left over from a just like a cut, and I use that. The hearts that are in this collection work perfectly as well, and there's nothing, you know, like extravagant that goes in the top there. I just needed that bit of visual interest, and I just get it with a couple pieces of ephemera. So now I'm going to take my watercolor palette yet again, and I'm going to use the black, and I'm just going to add some splatters. And I think that black, the addition of the black, really anchors everything together. There I switched out my brush because I was originally using a thicker brush, and the dots that I was getting were a little too big for my liking. But switching the brush made everything a-okay, and I love the way this layout turned out. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching my video. Click the like button, it helps me out. Subscribe if you already haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will leave the details to the shop in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Big kisses to all of you. See you later. Bye-bye.